The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The consensus is it could have been much, much worse. Hurricane Matthew skirted by the island last Friday, bringing hurricane-force winds and driving a storm surge that breached the dunes in several areas. But the damage was not nearly as extensive as had been feared as the storm approached Thursday night. The beaches were reopened at noon Saturday, and those residents who had evacuated in front of the storm streamed back to check on their homes. Many found privacy fences laying on the ground, and several homes were damaged by large trees uprooted or snapped by the hurricane-force winds. The beaches, which have been undergoing a renourishment cycle, were severely eroded, leaving drop-offs as high as 6 or 7 feet in many places. About 300 feet of the Jacksonville Beach Pier was destroyed by Matthew. By Sunday, crews were circulating through the beach's communities, collecting the debris that had been gathered up by residents. Some areas of the beach remained without power throughout the weekend. With the dunes badly damaged or in some places washed completely away by Matthew, Congressman Andrew Crenshaw is working with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to see if the beach renourishment project can be extended to include rebuilding the dunes. The Florida Small Business Emergency Bridge Loan Program has been activated by Florida Governor Rick Scott to provide a source of expedient cash flow to small businesses that have been physically and/or economically impacted by Hurricane Matthew. Small businesses in all 67 Florida counties are eligible in the wake of Hurricane Matthew. These short-term, interest-free working capital loans are intended to bridge the gap between the time a major catastrophe hits and when a business has secured longer-term recovery resources, such as sufficient profits from a revived business, receipt of payment on insurance claims, or federal disaster assistance. Small businesses can borrow between $1,000 and $25,000 for a term of 90 to 180 days based on individual business circumstances. The loans will be interest-free for the term of the loan. After spending some $90,000 on a study of the feasibility of a community redevelopment area, or CRA, for the Mayport Road corridor, whether or not the zone is established may rely on 10 votes from the Jacksonville City Council. At Monday night's regular City Commission meeting, City Planner Derek Reeves presented preliminary figures that indicate that in the first 5 years of the CRA, expenditures would range from about $1.9 million to over $4.2 million, against projected revenue from the special taxing district of only about $856,600. Mayor Mitch Reeves said that the commission needs to know whether Jacksonville is interested in working with Atlantic Beach on the project before moving forward.
I think the direction that we're looking for is to be able to take that number and go meet with Jacksonville to kind of get a feel if it's a no-go or nothing, because then we have to come back and think about funding it different.
Commissioner Jimmy Hill questioned what it would take to get a yes or no answer from Jacksonville.
So we got $90,000 invested in looking into this, all of which I think was well spent and all part of a way to gather what we need, no matter what, whether we do a CRA or not. That money was well spent, I think. But what's the number to get in front of them to give them a clear picture of whether, and then how do we really know without getting it to a vote?
Reeves said that he and City Manager Nelson Van Leer would have to get all the information together and then schedule meetings with every member of the Jacksonville City Council to gauge their willingness to support the CRA. Hill said that process could take several years before the first project was started, and the city has the resources to do some things more quickly.
I just don't want to get in the business of waiting for the big picture. That's my biggest concern.
The commission directed the city staff to continue to gather information that can be taken to meetings with the members of the Jacksonville City Council at some point in the future. But when we come back, Beaches Watch has 2 candidate forums coming up this week. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality childcare at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. A scheduling conflict caused by Hurricane Matthew forced Beaches Watch to reschedule its candidate forum for Elaine Brown and Bob Shimp, the candidates for mayor of Neptune Beach. The event had been planned for Wednesday, October 12th at the Beaches branch of the library, but the semi-annual book sale for the Friends of the Beaches Library had to be postponed due to the hurricane, and all of the books could not be moved out of the community room where the sale was being held and where the candidate forum was scheduled. After trying to reschedule for Thursday of this week, Beaches Watch decided to move the forum to the Neptune Beach City Hall on Tuesday, October 18th at 7 p.m. Then on Wednesday, October 19th, Beaches Watch will hold a forum for the candidates for Jacksonville Beach Mayor and City Council at the Jacksonville Beach Elementary School. That event also begins at 7 p.m. A third Beaches Watch forum for candidates for the 4th Congressional District in the U.S. Congress also fell victim to Hurricane Matthew. That had been scheduled for the Wednesday night before the storm came in, but was canceled due to the worsening weather. The Atlantic Beach Commission Monday night discussed an opportunity to purchase Johnston Island for potential development into a boat ramp, marina, and other facilities that could give residents access to the water. The island is immediately north of the Atlantic Boulevard Bridge on the Intracoastal Waterway. About 3 of the island's 8.5 acres could be developed according to information provided by the city staff. The bridge is a popular fishing spot in Atlantic Beach, in part due to the depth of the Intercoastal Waterway as it flows under the bridge. The park is conceptualized as a 4-lane boat ramp and kayak launch facility with a fishing dock, bait shop, small restaurant, and picnic area. The total cost of the improvements are estimated to be about $3.75 to $4.5 million, and that does not include the cost of the property itself. Commissioner John Stinson questioned why the property was even available for purchase.
Local developers and investors have shied away from this piece of property for numerous reasons, and I don't know the history of the properties. What I'm trying to figure out is Jackson Beach just built luxury condos right across the street from their marina. Why is this piece of property set still? The one across the river is being developed. They just built the apartments on the south side of Atlantic Boulevard. Why is this thing set empty and attainable and available to be purchased all this time?
Commissioner Jimmy Hill said that the primary reason was that any project that would make sense to a developer would violate the 35-foot height limit in the city. Hill also said he believes that Atlantic Beach should try to partner with the city of Jacksonville from the outset of the project if it goes forward.
Because they have a real interest in it based on a 2-year-old conversation then, and it has become more relevant. The Waterways Commission was really interested in this property a while back, and they thought they owned it, and they thought they were going to pursue it themselves. So if we can partner even harder with them and a little bit more involved with them, we might get a lot of help getting it done.
City Manager Nelson Van Leer said that the city would have to do its due diligence to be sure they could get permits for the things they wanted to do on the island before they closed on the property. The item was on the agenda for discussion and no vote was taken. The city will continue to assess its options about the potential purchase of Johnston Island.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
Well, the National Weather Service says we can expect a slight chance of a shower or a thunderstorm over the weekend, with highs in the upper 70s and lows in the low 70s. Then sunny with highs in the low 80s and lows in the low 70s as the work week gets underway. The Island Times is always digital, always free at theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.